Great, great. So here you can the shadow is a bit dark, so we could control the shadow, like for example 12. Then if you go near it, we can see how the shadow cast our building. So like this one. So that's it for the architectural. We could discuss it. Actually, we should discuss it in the future Kapehan specific trade also. So for now, let's have the introduction to navigate the landscape of BIM. So now let's go to structural. In the structural, we can have all that we did in the architectural. We can do it here also in terms of documentation, information of the structural elements. It's here also. If you want to change its size, you can. And then it will update on the schedule. So the schedule is the 4D. So if you click on it, you will see here the data. So that's being in a way approved, or because we need to set up the documentation on if we have the place column, management should tell us what information should be available, what should not, for eh, for privacy or any reasons that's logical for specific situation. So here it is. In terms of documentation, it has this one, but for the structural engineering here, their concern is, what I can say here is all of the documentation that you need to do, even rebar, you can do it here, but the analysis is not here. What you need to do is you need to link the structural robot, which is not yet really implemented here in us, because we have established the current analysis tools that we have, such as STAAD, such as other programs like that. But there are, if you want to me to for the, what you call this, for the interoperability, for example, if this is your design and you want to analyze it to see the strength or how the deformation will go, there is a called Revit structural robot analysis wherein it is linked to this. So if you need to change the design output, you just change it there and it will change also here in Revit. It is linked together. So if you want, you could try to request, depending on the participants that will join the training or this Kapihan part 2, if ever part 3, depending on the participants, number of the participants, we can discuss it further. I'm not engineer, but I would really love to, my strength is in technology. I would really love to merge those two. I want to pick your brains in terms of analysis, and you will pick my brain in terms of building management information using BIM. So I know how to do it actually, but in terms of structural, um, it's not my field. So in terms of structural confidence, in terms of it's really correct or not, that's different. That's different thing. So I'll be here. Just our company's, purpose. We we push the boundaries of AEC industry to help you designers, contractors implement technology at its best to optimize your processes and to save cost and time delays. So here's for the structural. You could see it for the um, I think I explained some more. So uh, 3D. It's not earlier, but it's blocking the Zoom is blocking the 3D button. So let's go to 3D view here in this. So here in the analysis, actually, in terms of analysis and documentation for robot structural analysis, that is interoperable with Revit because it is creator from the Autodesk. Uh, it's really great to see that there are documentation and analysis that's really working together, and the process is somewhat cut short, and most being efficient. So don't have much time. I think I explain you everything. There's not to know about the problem in terms of AAC. The core thing, and I'd love to demo more. Sir Steve, maybe we could discuss it in the uh other, what do you call this, kapehan. um okay, let me open the HVAC. So for the HVAC also, we have this, the same thing that you can do with the detail of the level of detailing in Revit architecture. You can also do in MEP. It's like this. So if you want to go to its 3D area, so let's say I want to go here. From here, this is our beam strength also for in terms of our combined services drawings, because we can really see what's being, how your MAP really uh, really represent to your model, or how it really uh, coordinate well to your architectural. So you'll see here, for example, this one, you'll see if this right here, like this, it conflicts with the with the window, so it should not be here. But if you see this, this is where we need to, instead of imagining things, we can see here that it has some, in a way, area that we could adjust if possible. So if not, we could reroute this, or this is what I'm telling earlier, that instead of imagining things and solving from there, you will have the actual visualization of the scenario of the MEP to your on how it coordinate to your architectural or structural model, and from here you can really get the solution on how this should be dealt with. And of course, it should be, um, the very best thing that needs to be done is for our contractors to really follow this, or to really do this review first before they implement on site, or if ever they will be submitting drawings or any uh, job drawings, it should be submitted as early as possible so that it could be discussed properly, and they should be required to review the model before using it on site. So that's for the coordination, and I have explained to you the uh, documentation. You can also add layer of documentation annotation of it if it is lacking, but this, for this stage, design approval, or says um, com, construction drawings, that what I mean is Revit is capable of any kinds of drawings, from the most basic one to the very detailed one, in terms of, like, for example, joinery, in terms of maps for the how the fabrication should be dealt with. So you could add uh, sheets or views to be able to represent your drawing with 3D documentation. So um so what we have discussed right here is the very fundamentals of this. What I am saying here is the build twice. So we need to really discuss these items, and then when we implement it, it should be like this. So it should be documented, or it should be agreed that you need to respect the model. Not we have the sometimes some of the contractors not follow, or I'm not saying all, but usually we need to to have our BIM as the main point of discussion. So if there's not following there, so we know who followed the layout or who's not. So we need to really have an implementation body for BIM to be really most productive in the model. So what I'm discussing here is the Navisworks and how should contractor follow this. This is the 3D in terms of coordination. So as well as 4D. So for example, let's say right here, you see that they're ducting here. Even if the duct here, even if the pipes are not yet here, so the duct should follow that uh that that location, right? So they should respect that other trades are already have their path. So don't what to call this, don't create your own 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 track or own layout if this so that you won't, problems on site can be affected as a domino. So if there's a problem here, it we solve, and then you don't follow, other areas will have a problem also. So that's the point here. So right here, it should be followed in a way. If it is not, it should be discussed earlier. That's why in BIM, we need to discuss things earlier. So any documentation should be submitted earlier as much as possible so that you won't have um, the reason of it's really need to be built on site. What we can do, that's really lame things of dealing things. So that's why we need to implement also this technology, not just give it as a visual element, but also to make this as the main instruction of all. So it serves as an instruction that you need to go there. And if it's not, if there's a problem and needs an SI for the site, it should be properly reflect here in the model, so that you'll have a one environment that is cohesive. If not, if not, your BIM will be just um, as building. So that's the problem. One problem also of our industry right now, currently, that I am trying to solve. Not trying to solve my own, but trying to educate everybody that it it's not just about the technology. The technology, if I go back to the here, no matter how intelligent our model, our technology, if the process uh, won't align to the technology, it won't. So it needs to be social parts and technical parts should go hand in hand. So that's my point here, and yeah, I think I should end it here, and I think we should have a Kapihan 2, as really a lot more to discuss with, and I think we should have our open forum now if ever you have questions, discussions.
All right. Sir Ren,
Great.
are you done?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay, thank you
Actually
very
not, but in a way, this is very broad. So I think I have shared my thoughts in terms of the very, very fundamentals of this technology and what problem it's solving and what the solution is. So that's my point here. So yeah, very much open to have a Kapihan 2 and 3 and more in-depth demo and discussion. Thank you guys for listening.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, Sir Ren, for that insightful presentation. So, to the participants, I hope you found it as informative and engaging as we did. Now, we will open the floor for our open forum session. So, this is your chance to ask questions and share your thoughts with us. Now, if you have a question, please use the raise hand feature, of the Zoom, and we will call you to unmute your microphone. And alternatively, you can also type your questions in the chat box and we will read it aloud for our speaker to answer. Okay, the floor is yours. Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. Okay, sir, thank you for sharing. Sir, we have a question here, Sir Ren, from Sir James Torrestre. So he asked, how can we transition to BIM? Any advisor?
Any advice? So first, if you want to transition to BIM, the very uh, the very approach that you need to do is you need to get to someone who knows really how to implement BIM, because if you will going to implement it on your own, learn it from scratch, it will be a lot of troubles. You'll deal with a lot of technicalities you will stuck to. So you need to have at least just like when you want to build a building, you need to have architects who are adept into designing buildings, engineers into adept into design structure. So same into technology, because we're dealing with technology here to be able to be to to make our process more uh, what do you call this, at the end of the day, more profitable and more accuracy efficiency. So we need technology, so you need professionals who really deal with management of the technology. So you can start with that and then do some trainings. It's the best way to do things in terms of you want to adapt BIM.
Okay,
It's much faster.
Sir James, I hope it answered your question. Okay, thank you, that was great. So we will cater, in the
Great.
interest of time, we will cater two more questions. Okay, anyone? Oh, we have, oh, all right, sir. We have another question from uh Sir or Mr. Hermes Vener Velasquez. Okay, he or she said, "Thanks for sharing your knowledge, sir. My question would be: in order to learn BIM and softwares that deals with BIM, is it necessary to have background with certain CAD softwares beforehand?"
Actually not. To be honest, I've known someone who doesn't have knowledge about CAD that's good now in Revit. You just need to know the concept of Revit, because it is very different tool than AutoCAD. So you don't need to know specific CAD software before you go to Revit. So that's why I have created some of the YouTube tutorial in which you only need Revit software installed to your unit, and then you can follow me along the way. So no need for prior knowledge about CAD systems or CAD softwares. You just at least know about building elements. You have to know what is floor, your building elements, basic building elements. You need to know it, and from there, I think you'll be very successful. And also, I'd like to acknowledge I think Ronel Pabico. So
Mm.
I think this is a BIM professional also. So acknowledge, sir. Thank you for joining our training. He's trainer also. I also watch you from here from Davao City. All of your tutorials. You have tutorials also. You can have your link here so that our fellow BIM beginners could learn more. I think you have more videos than me. So go ahead, sir. Give your link.
Okay, sir, we have.
Appreciate support.
Are we going to cater more questions, Sir Ren?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, from Sir Steve Dizon. Hi, Sir Renato. For small to medium project, is it practical to use BIM, or it is just for a large scale project to maximize its usage? So yeah,
Great
that's
question, sir. Sir Steve, great question. Actually, depending on the project, a small to medium project, if you have small project but you have a pipeline of project, it would be very best to use this, as you can create faster design. For example, you have small house project, but you have many house project. It will be best because you will be more in terms of faster design, faster documentation, faster discussion in terms of discussing with the client. You can really take advantage of the software. So from there, it is really great that you'll need to start uh, using it from the small, because it will give you the opportunity to be a medium-sized company along the way if your clients um, appreciate your work, sir. So if your project is just a small and it's just for example a house, it's not really that delivery is very the duration is not very long. Uh, you could use just the CAD, or even um, just a if a project is very small and not you don't have project along the way. could be use CAD or just SketchUp or just drawing tools. But if you want to have more clients, to be able to deal more clients and to handle a lot of task, it should be very advantageous if you have this kind of technology, because it will make you faster and more efficient. That's my answer, sir.
Okay. So in the interest of time, no, we will only cater one last question. Okay, sir, we have a question here from Sir Jarrell Andre Latina. Necessary ba maging licensed CE or civil engineer para maging Tekla detailer? Tekla
That
is
one, ma'am, is a discussion with engineering, and if you need to technical detail and you will be designing engineering items, you need to be designer. But if you will be just technical detailer, as long as you know how you have experience on detailing and you know the certain configurations of structural detailing, I think it's not if you have engineer that will QA your work. But if you'll go into design, you have to really have a license on it. But again, I know some people that is detailer, that's not engineer. They just know how to detail. They help the engineer to detail. If that's your work, it is, and you use Revit, it will make your life more easier. But in
mm,
terms of design aspect of things, you should need to, if you go into design, you should be licensed.
all right. Thank you very much, Sir Ren. Okay, now let us have a picture taking, sir, a moment, sir.
Just
Okay, all right, just to be posted on our Facebook page.
remembrance also. This is the first,
Sir,
so I'd like to yeah, if you could on your camera and have a
may
smile
we,
with us.
yes, may we request everyone to kindly open their cameras for a quick photo opportunity. So, Ren, can you please stop your
Sure,
slide,
sure, ma'am,
please?
sure, ma'am. Thank you. Sure, ma'am.
Okay, there you go. Okay, a moment. Okay, we have at 22 frames. So in 3, 2, 1, smile. Another shot. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Yes, Diane. Thank you very much. Now
Thank you,
that
Sir
we've,
Julius,
yes.
Labrada, Sir Ryan, Perocho, Ma'am Dayan, Malyari. Thank you for opening your,
Yes.
everyone who's opening their, Sir Ronel.
Okay. Ma'am, sir, now that
Sir.
we've captured the perfect moment, I want to remind you all to please fill out the evaluation form if you haven't already done so to secure your e-certificates. So, okay, the e-certificate will be automatically sent to your email addresses once you complete the evaluation. So the link to the form can be found in the chat. So please take a moment to complete it. Now, also to keep you updated for future webinars, you may also follow us on our social media pages. Okay. Now, thank you very much for future kapehan. Just stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
very
Yeah.
much.
Our first game. If you please do have a what it's called review. It's called, so that
The
we could
recording,
improve
sir.
more. Yeah, recording, and evaluate our presentation so that we could improve more, if we need, if you want more time, or anything that we could, that would give the most benefit to the participants. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Ronel
Thank
Pabico. This
you,
is
thank you.
noted. Sir, just click the link for the e-certificate. It will be automatically sent to your email once you complete it po.
Great. Thank you again, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. See you soon, the next kapehan.